Hello my dear students, welcome to your science class. In our previous class, we started chapter number 9, Adaptations in Animals, from Unit 3, Living World. Now let us recall the topics that we discussed in our previous class. Yes, we discussed about the two types of animals, which are invertebrates and vertebrates, right? And within the group, within the type of vertebrates, there we discussed about fish, reptiles, amphibians, birds, and also about mammals. Today we will discuss the next topic of this chapter, which is adaptations in animals. Okay, so let's start our class with adaptations in animals. Okay, now first, let us know what does the word adaptation mean. Like plants, animals have also developed some body features which help them to survive in their surroundings. Yes, the body features that help animals to survive in their environment are called adaptations. Right? Okay. So, what are adaptations in animals? It's what? The body features that help animals to survive in their environment are called adaptations. We already studied a chapter, on adaptations in plants, right? Do you remember? Okay. Now, the animals that are able to adapt themselves in their environment, they survive. And the animals that cannot adapt themselves, they die. As for example, dinosaurs. We all have heard about dinosaurs, right? They could not adapt themselves in the environment, so they died. Okay. Now, let us know what are the adaptations, and how it can be categorized in case of animals. Based on their habitats, animals can be categorized as terrestrial, which live on land, aquatic, amphibian, arboreal, and aerial. We are going to discuss about them one by one, starting with terrestrial animals. Animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals, as like the plants which grow on land, they are called what? Terrestrial plants. Yes? Terrestrial animals have legs to move and lungs to breathe air. On land, conditions vary from place to place. It is very hot in deserts and cold in polar regions. A camel lives in a desert. We all know that, right? So, adaptation in camel will be different from the animals which live in plain areas. Yes, let us know. What are the adaptations in camel? Camel has thick skin with very little hair on the body that protects it from the heat of the sun. It can live without water for many days, but when available, it can drink over 200 liters of water at a time. It can close its nostrils to keep the scent out during a sandstorm. It has broad and padded feet to walk on sand easily. Nostril means what? The holes of the nose. All the animals have two holes, right? In the nose. Those holes are called what? They are called nostrils. Yes. Now, so what are the adaptations in camel we got to learn here? That it has thick skin with very little hair. Why? Because to protect the body, from the heat of sun. And camel can live without water for many days. But whenever water is available, it can drink over 200 liters at a one time. Yes. And camel has broad padded feet so that it can walk on sand easily. Now let us know about the animals which live in polar regions. As we know that in polar regions, the temperature is very, very low. Yes. A polar bear lives in polar regions. It has thick fur that protects it from extreme cold. Penguins and seals have also adapted to live in extreme cold conditions. They have a thick layer of fat called blubber under the skin, which keeps them warm. So, animals like polar bear, penguins, seals, they have adapted themselves to survive in extreme cold conditions, as they live in polar regions, and in polar regions the temperature is very, very low. Yes. So, their body is like what? They have blubber. Blubber means what? A thick layer of fat under their skin, and that blubber keeps them warm in the cold condition. Okay. A yak lives in cold mountains. It has long hair on its body. Animals like bears and frogs sleep for several months to protect themselves from the cold. Such winter sleep is called hibernation. During hibernation, animals survive on the extra fat stored in their body. And some animals are there like land snails and salamanders go for a long sleep during summer months. This is called estivation. Okay. So, to protect themselves, some animals, they go for a long winter sleep. Okay. That winter sleep, it is called hibernation. And during hibernation, the animal survives on the extra fat stored in its body. And some animals are there which sleep, okay, during summer months. That is called estivation. So these are two most important terms. Okay, hibernation. What is hibernation and what is estivation? Yes, hibernation is what? Winter sleep, and estivation is summer sleep. Yes. Now, in this slide, some animals are shown which hibernate. That means go for winter sleep. Yes. And here, see, not only hibernating animals are shown, some estivating animals are also shown. As here, see, snail is given. Okay. Some of these animals go for hibernation and some estivation. Yes. Now, moving to the next one about aquatic animals. Yes. Animals that live in water are called aquatic animals. Fish, octopus, turtle, crab are aquatic animals. They have gills for breathing in water and have fins or paddle-like feet to swim in water. Okay, so these are the adaptations in case of aquatic animals. Then the next one is about amphibians. Amphibians like frogs, toads and salamanders have certain features that help them to live both on land and in water. Frogs and toads have strong back legs to jump on the land. They have webbed feet to swim in water. Okay, so what amphibians are what? The animals that live both on land and in water. Frogs, toads are some examples of amphibians. Okay. Now the next one is about arboreal animals. Animals that spend most of their time on trees are called arboreal animals. They have strong muscular limbs and sharp claws to climb trees. They also use their tails for holding branches. Monkey, orangutan and koala bear are some examples of arboreal animals. Here in this picture, koala bear is shown. Okay, orangutan will be shown in the next slide. So what are arboreal animals? Animals that spend most of their time on trees. They are called arboreal animals, and their adaptations are what? They have strong muscular limbs and sharp claws to climb the trees, and also they have tails for holding the branches of trees. Here in this slide, the picture of orangutan is shown. Okay, orangutan looks like this. Okay, now next, moving to aerial animals. Animals that spend most of their time in the air are called aerial animals. They have a pair of limbs modified as wings, which help them to fly. They have hollow bones which make their bodies light. Their boat-shaped body can cut through the air easily. All birds except flightless birds. Flightless means what? The birds which cannot fly, as for example penguin, ostrich, yes, and bats are aerial animals. Okay, so aerial animals, they have hollow bones and boat-shaped body, yes, and also have a pair of limbs which are modified as wings so that they can fly. Okay, now let us know here that bat is the only mammal which can fly. Bat is not a bird. Okay, it is a mammal. Okay, why mammal? Because it directly gave birth to its baby. Okay, and with this we are going to conclude today's class. Let us recall the topics that we discussed today. We discussed about adaptations in animals, yes, and in this topic we discussed about adaptations to environment, how terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, arboreal animals and aerial animals adapted themselves to the environment we discussed it. In our next class we will discuss about adaptations for food, adaptations for protection, and also about endangered animals. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone.